It's Jason Blaha here, getting my morning fasted cardio in. I finished leg day already. It was a good leg day. Didn't go crazy hard. I wanted to be just hard enough to try to maintain muscle at this point. And I didn't do a lot of heavy spinal loading, so that was good. So I did my calf raises on the belt squat. Not most comfortable in my feet because I didn't put shoes on for it. I probably should. But yeah, it may rain me out here this morning, just an FYI. I need to be ready for that. So it's getting overcast and it may rain on me. But in the meantime, as long as it's not raining, this is beautiful because I can see the screen extremely clearly, right? We have a really, really clear screen that puts me in a really good spot for all that. But you know, worst case, guys, worst case, we go inside and we get on the bike for a few hours today. You know, not the end of the world, not the end of the world. But I'm hoping tomorrow morning stays nice and clear because I do like on the weekends. I really like those early morning walks. Coach, how's training been going? Coach, you getting shredded? I dropped 2 more pounds overnight. So yeah, even though I've increased carbs and increased sodium since starting the cardio, I'm now down 4 pounds. I gained 5 pounds the first week, but I've lost all of it. So I'm down to 218. So we're coming down, Ted. So it's not going to be shredded yet, but we're going to get there. Hey, Ted, I'll get down to your body fat coming up. That'll be a good starting point. JP says, hey, Blaha, what's up, dude? Chad, you looking like the UK I know, right? Except that it's hot. Like I'm sweating. So that's the difference between here and the UK. It's looking like that UK overcast weather. Shaving. No, I don't shave. Well, I'm leaving the chest hair for now. Right, we're leaving the chest hair for now. But yeah, we're gonna diet down. It's time to really get lean, you know, leaner than I did even for those 198 weight class meets. What are your healthy fats? As of today, so I finished up the avocados yesterday. I was doing avocados. Now I'm just gonna do extra strength fish oil so that I don't get a deficiency. I have a bunch in the freezer. Of course, if anyone wants to buy me more of it, it's on my Amazon wish list down below. Feel free to order, anybody. But that and any protein y'all want to send me, I do have a wish list. But that side, I'm just going to pop 3 extra string fish oils every day. Because at this point, I'm really going to go hard, just basically chicken, brown rice, and vegetables, super hard for the most part, and Greek yogurt. I just bought 19 pounds of chicken yesterday. I'll put up a picture on social media. Hi in you chest. So Lem, what do you mean my chest? Hello to me in my chest. My chest says hi to you too. Can a higher heel to toe drop because low? I don't know what that means. Right? Damn, coach, didn't know you could go that low on healthy fats. Well, I mean, there's some healthy fats in chicken breast, there's some in brown rice, but I mean, we're not talking a whole lot here, dude. But I mean, just to make sure I don't get an omega-3 deficiency and we keep insulin sensitivity good, I'll probably just throw in the fish oil at this point. Like I said, I probably have a 2-month supply of it sitting in the freezer. So that's gonna be what we do. Hit that like button, guys. We got multiple people commenting. We got 2 likes, come on now. So at this point, yeah, we're gonna basically bro it up. It's gonna be chicken, broccoli, brown rice, maybe some other vegetables. I got a bunch of spinach and stuff, and then Greek yogurt, and then maybe a scoop of whey here and there. Pretty much gonna just literally bodybuilder contest prep type diet while doing fasted cardio. And we'll just peel down. I mean, talk about the least controversial way to cut, right? It's like everyone wants to make stuff more complicated. Do we need to? Don't pro bodybuilders get shredded that way all the time, right? Why is anything under 35 BMI underweight according to Ripto? Because Ripto believes in getting people fat. I heard fish oil was a scam. Hey Billy, in low doses it is a scam. What I just say though, 3 grams of extra strength, that's basically 2 grams of EPA and DHA. That's the threshold where you see blood work changes. Dudes who are taking, you know, small amounts, yeah, the data's never shown a benefit. There's almost no evidence of a benefit till you start hitting like that 2 gram of EPA and DHA mark. So it's not so much a scam as people don't take enough to do anything. And compare it to like people who are actually eating salmon. Like people are over here eating salmon, getting the equivalent of 20 fish oils in a day. Well, think about that for comparison. You know, yeah, come on guys. Guys, me and Ted are the only ones with likes. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. What's up with that? Strength equals size, right? Young. Strength equals size at the level of the tendon. That makes sense. That's where the other variables come in after that. Yes, a bigger muscle produces more force at the tendon. Correct. That does not automatically translate into, I built my hamstrings, therefore my deadlift is 600 pounds. Does that make sense? So do you understand the difference? A bigger muscle produces more force at the tendon. What it doesn't do is change your leverages, and what it doesn't do is change your coordination. Right? But where's your strength potential come from? Well, the ability to produce force at the tendon. There's your base. Okay? So I don't want to simplify it because we have to understand there is nuance to these things. You know, we don't want to give reductionists. Because if I were to say yes and just give you the reductionist answer and say, sure, yes, size equals strength, instead of telling you specifically where it equals strength, then people go, how come this one guy is stronger than this other guy who's bigger than him? So you're wrong. So how about we just stick with the facts, the exact facts? The level of the tendon. How much can you dumbbell preacher curl for 10 reps? I don't know, about 33 pounds or so. 30 pounds. Unbelievably persistent morning. Good morning, coach. Good morning to you. Unbelievably persistent. Hit that like button, guys. There's like 8 people commenting. We got 3 likes. That is unacceptable. Get those likes up. Come on now. That's how we get the views. Do you still make ammo? No, I've told you guys 100 times I don't reload ammo. It's not cost-effective use of my time. Like, there's a certain income threshold and a certain shooting threshold of how much you shoot to justify it. Make sense? I'm going to say, generally speaking, for anyone who makes, let's say, 50 to 100,000 a year, unless you shoot at least $500 worth of ammo a week, it's probably not worth your time. You're not saving money. Like that same time could be spent doing something else that makes you extra money and just buy the $500 of ammo, right? Because basically, you're looking at spending quite a few hours of your time every week to shave your shooting costs from $500 a week down to $300 by reloading. You know, but if you're spending, 10 hours a week to save $200, you see what I mean? So you have to look at it as a cost effectiveness. Bounce the Teddies. Billy, for $50 off, bounce the Teddies. Actually $20. And give me a super chat. In your opinion, coach, what strength standard should a drug-free lifter at 175 with a few years of experience be at? I don't know. I mean, because it varies so much from person to person and with genetics, I don't have an answer for that. Like, I would need to sit down and compare charts and think about it, not when I'm walking. Does that make sense? I don't know. They should be stronger than they were the 6 months before. Coach, nobody, Dr. Mike is correct in saying the machines grow just as much muscle as a barbell. I'm sure at the individual muscle level, if all other variables are equal, you're losing a lot of the coordination and neural drive, which can translate to some long-term stuff. Christian Thibodeau has also got an advanced degree. I've seen him point that out. He's like, technically those big heavy lifts that improve neural drive and coordination are going to translate to higher hypertrophy long-term, even with your force production on other movements. Is using chalk increase my rep deadlifts? Use chalk to avoid ripping your hands. Chalk is a safety device. Cost effective, it looked badass with the reloading, yeah. No, I haven't reloaded in years because I don't shoot enough. Back then, I was literally going through. Had I bought all the ammo I used a month, I would have been dropping $2,000 a month on ammo. Makes sense? That's how much I was shooting. But also look at what my targets look like. You guys literally watched me do 4-second mag dumps inside of groups this small, like 15 round mags inside 2-inch circles on camera. So, but that's to be at that level of precision and speed, you got to shoot that much. I'm not doing that right now. Why you don't use dumbbell bench? Why would I? I don't need to. Too much of a hassle. I have barbell, I have dips, I have everything I need. I mean, I have the little dumbbell holders. I don't like them, honestly. Good morning, brother. Good morning to you, Marty. Get those likes up, guys. The views are way too low. I'm gonna stop answering questions till we get some likes. So we're at 3 likes. Until we get to 6 likes, I'm just gonna talk about my cardio and my training. All right, and that's usually an effective method. There we go, they got the first one. So yeah, guys, it was leg day. Did normal conventional deadlifts for my top set today, actually, instead of deficits. Did a bunch of pause squatting. I tried out using the belt squat for calf raises to reduce axial fatigue. So you guys will see all that in the vlog coming up, right? So in the meantime, till we get to 2 more likes, I'm not going to answer questions. So there's enough people watching, this shouldn't be a problem. But as far as people asking about the training, you guys can see all my vlogs. It's not like you can't see the answer to your question, chat. So I got Ryan Johnson here literally so I didn't hit the like button, and he's asking questions thinking I'm gonna answer. So yeah, guys, as of now though, we swooshed down. I dropped 2 more pounds overnight. So the whoosh happened, and I have a feeling I should probably lose with my current intake. I'll probably lose at least 2 pounds a week from here, right? And we didn't really get an initial water drop because I increased salts and increased carbs when I started the cutting. So yeah. But yeah, hit that like button. There we go. Did we finally hit the likes? I'm gonna answer a question. Coach, do you rotate through your specialty bar? Sometimes, but I don't need to that much. Can you dumbbell bench with 110s? I have no idea. Hit those likes. But why we don't, if you think about 110s versus my max benching, that's probably getting too heavy, assuming you're at least 10% weaker on dumbbells. We're risking pec tears going that low in reps. Why would we do that? Are you all natty for the time? No. Do you stop at the store? Billy, there's no store within easy walking distance of me. I live in a neighborhood. I mean, like it's possibly sprinkling. We could get connection issues. The nearest store is a 30-minute walk away. No, we don't need a gun channel. They hit you for monetization issues, and because I would own that channel under my same legal name, it could carry over to my social security number and business stuff for my main channel. So how about not? Plus, I don't shoot enough to justify it. Not like I'm shooting every week. But I mean, I did make money. One of the videos on that channel made $2,000 in ads. But I just don't feel the need to. I use a football bar, missed 315 for reps for the first time, and it was extremely hard. That's why I don't like the football bars. I mean, they're useful for certain things, but man, they can tip. I feel like I'm gonna bust my face. I feel like I'm gonna basically break my jaw or crush my face when I bench heavy with the football bar because it tips. And I don't have spotters. I don't have anything other than safeties. It just has never felt safe to me to go super heavy on. Your opinion on Zach I don't know who that is. Is coaching your main source of income? Yes, Marty. Other than months where my social media does really good, which does happen. I mean, I've had short periods of time where technically my social media outpaced my coaching, but by and large, 95% of the time, yes. Right? How do the other channels keep monetized? There's a guy. I don't know, Billy. Hey, Billy, why don't you go ask him? Hey, Billy, if you're going to keep making me do gun stuff, though, I'm going to go ahead and just ban you, dude, because we need to, it's not good for my outreach, so I need to just ban everyone who asks me that stuff. Does that make sense? Probably just needs to happen at this point. It's horrible for my money. I understand that. I enjoy watching all videos. Coach, I came to see you as soon as I got the call. You really appreciate it, man. Hit them likes up. Thank you, Peppermint. Tell people to hit that like button. Hit those likes up for Coach. Hope we don't lose. I'm down to one bar. This is not a good street. Let me get back over to that other street. I'm just trying to stay near my house because it's sprinkling, you know, and we've got a decent view count. I don't want to have to disconnect here, but the stream may get cut short and we may have to go home just to avoid the rain. If it stays where now, we're okay. All right. Playing with my money is like playing with my nose. Exactly, dude. ZT, hey Jason, what's up, T? Hit that like button for me, Zed. Hit that like button for me, Defiant. Send them super chats. There you go. Billy, why don't you ever send super chats? Someone had told me, even Dean, who's a former client, said the super chats aren't going through on these walking lives. But I've gotten several of them. I don't know why it's doing that. Coach, got to make that bread, right? Yep. There we go. So, yeah. It doesn't let me set things with ad settings and stuff the same though with the stuff on the mobile versus the desktop. I've been hitting that reverse grip bench. Cool, man. Right? Cool. Like I almost wonder if, well, it's too much trouble to get the keyboard and mouse up on the bike. If I should do them from the desktop on the ones at home. I've been hitting that reverse grip bench press. Yeah. Is your stance still the same on starch-based diets? Hey Zed, I'm gonna need you to ask me a specific question. I don't know what happened 6 years ago, dude. 6 years ago, I have no clue what I said 6 years ago on whatever topic. You're gonna have to be specific. I will tell you right now, I'm cutting on chicken, brown rice, and vegetables though. So there's definitely a lot of starch. The lives look weird and mobile. You have to click the three dots at the top right corner to hit the like button now. It's in the hidden. That's strange. I wonder why. Why not white rice? Brown rice is a little more filling for me. I mean, I eat enough vegetables, I could probably do the white rice some of the times. But brown rice, better satiety, a little more fiber, more antioxidants. You made a video called Vegans Are Right About. Well, yeah, vegans are wrong about a lot of stuff, but they were right on the starch-based, yeah. Humans thrive on starch-based diet. Like our species thrives on starch, yes. That is our primary natural food source. And glucose is a primary fuel source of every cell in the human body. Some of our cells can only burn glucose. We have cells that cannot burn fat for fuel at all. They cannot burn ketones. So, yes, starch makes sense because it is automatically glucose with no conversions. We don't have to ferment it. Nothing has to break it down differently to get to glucose, like we do with fructose, like we do with proteins, or like we do with the visceral backing of fats. So yes, we are a starch-based species. And that's not really a controversial take. Most biologists are going to agree on that. So what's your question about that further, Zed? Keep in mind, I don't think vegan diets are good, but they do get that part right. Smoothie machines aren't worthless. I just don't put a lot of value. Well, do we want to use the term worthless, or do I want to say I just look down on them? Which are the Rogue Monster Band tensions measured for both sides? No, dude. No, blue bands are never listed at 30, listed at 50. No, it's when it's total. So when I've taken blue bands on a normal setup for the squat or the bench and they're stretched correctly, for the two together, they're 50. It's been when I've measured them with digital fish scales. Hey, coach, how many steps per day? No idea. Just track the number of hours. I do a brisk walk. And because I don't do all walking, I do a lot of biking inside too. It just all gets mixed up. We're just tracking hours. I don't really care about step count, honestly. I was just wondering if the best approach to diet health would be to make it starch. Well, yeah, I mean, starch should be it makes sense for starch to be your primary calories. I mean, you could do fruit and stuff and you'll ferment it to glucose, but a lot of it, there's an extra process in your body. It's not a bad thing, just be aware of it. No, generally speaking, starch-based diets produce the longest lifespans, lowest heart disease and stuff in humans, even if there's other stuff in there. Some influencers are saying that the core can be trained every day, and it's not like other muscles. It is like every other muscle. What do you mean? Right? It's exactly like other muscles. Do they think there's some unique difference in your core muscles than there are other muscles that are made of a different substance or something? What are they talking about? What are these people on about? Oh gosh, so many clowns in the industry. I see so much silly stuff. I see guys literally discussing things that are completely pointless. The right and wrong way to do an isolation movement, and there's like no difference in the stimulus between the two they demonstrate. Can you train anything every day, but if you over fatigue, you won't have time to recover? Well, we also get tendon issues. We also get injury issues. That's a big part of it too. You're Zed, you're literally in a fasted cardio stream right now. So I train fasted. I do all my lifting fasted. I do a lot of my cardio fasted. So I did a leg day already, and we're 21 minutes into a walk and I haven't had breakfast. I'll probably eat about 11 a.m. or so maybe. Can I use steroids? No, don't use steroids at 17. I've been doing it for 13 years myself. Now, I've been doing all my training fasted for a couple years now, actually, for me personally. It is starting to sprinkle here, guys. Even though we're getting some decent views, we might need to go take this inside. As much as I like getting the outside walks, the sprinkling is getting a little stronger. I have a feeling it's going to start raining harder. Would you notice the difference if you fold? It's worse. So I did have one where I was doing something else where I needed to train after eating because of the being afternoon or whatever some time back, and it was horrible. Like, I'm not used to training with food in my stomach. So I'm used to training fasted. So for me, it's actually, it doesn't work too well. Coach, you restart the live when you get indoors. I mean, I'll have to start it completely different. I won't be restarting this one. It'll just be a new stream probably. It may not be immediate because I've been sweating out here. See where I'm about to go with that? We've been sweating out here. And this street, right when I get close to my house, goes down to 1 bar every time. So I hope it doesn't disconnect. Hello, very handsome man. I'm so used to training fasted that if I eat, I just want to sit down. Yeah, like I don't want to actually train once I have food. It's just like, bleh, right? It's like, bleh. Not enjoyable. All right. So, thoughts on MK677. So inferior to growth hormone, and with the cost of growth hormone, there's no need for MK677. We live in a different world. All these cheaper things, all these secretagogues and everything else, and GHRPs came out because growth hormone was so expensive. That's why they were attractive. Growth hormone costs less than these things do at this point with the current market. So they're now all obsolete. Less results, higher side effects. Does it take long to adjust to fasted training? Yeah, it takes a week or so. Do you do fasted cardio? I'm literally fasted right now. Because today is the last day for me for today. I do some swimming. What do you mean? Oh, it's a rest day. Yeah, we'll go do some cardio. Superman, you're watching it now. Dang, you cut out, did I? I'm showing 2 bars. Guys, let me know if the stream cut out. I didn't show any drop, but it may have, unfortunately. Coach is still here. Okay, good. Why you guys say stuff like that? Good. I'm on my street. You didn't cut out for me. Okay, good. So I'm going to walk up and down my own street for a bit because just in case the sprinkling died out a little bit. How long do you think it will take for Revival Fitness to have problems from his carnivore diet and quit the diet? He's done a great job at calling it out. Greg Doucette on the nonsense. It's a shame. Yeah. I don't know why. He doesn't seem like a stupid guy to me. I have no idea why he even tried it. Test EP or C. I like SIP. Now the stream's been fine for me since I joined and watching from the UK. Must be why Coach is walking so fast. He's fasted. There we go. All right, the sprinkling's died out a little. I'm going to stay on my street, though. There'll be less traffic anyways because I'm not on a through street at all. I'm down a little circle. Just because. What was your experience in the UK like as someone who values freedom? I can honestly say, having spent time in the UK, like I've never been in a place with so few freedoms in my life. Like it was eye-opening. As an American, especially being a Texan, for me it was really eye-opening. Like it feels like almost like a police state. Like it feels like the British people are slaves to their government. Is what it feels like to me coming from my culture and my way of life of having spent 3 years there. Like I tell people stories and they think I'm kidding. Like there's no way, dude. Like they're like, if they did that here, we would just like shoot the government agents. And I've had cops say that to me. They were police officers like, dude, here we just shoot federal agents for that shit. Stuff that they consider normal. Like wouldn't even fly like where I live. Like you guys have no idea. So like the whole TV license, perfect example, unbelievable. Perfect example. Let me guys keep typing. Please stop posting because I don't know if I cut out. So if I go a minute without anyone posting, I think that I cut out. So just an FYI. Because I'm showing one bar on my street all of a sudden. All right. So the thing is, sorry, so perfect example. It doesn't seem, the TV license doesn't seem like a big deal to Brits. Here, we're talking, that would be enormous. Absolutely enormous. Okay, yeah, guys, let me know the stream is fine. So the fact that the government has an automatic tax that you have to pay for a service, and that if you claim you don't use the service, you have to allow agents of the state into your home without a search warrant to double check. Like, dude, to an American, they think I'm kidding. They're like, are you serious? So like if you say you don't have a TV hooked up and you agree that if you don't pay them this hundreds of dollars, they can just come into your house and check. You know? It's like Americans think I'm kidding. They're like, really? Yeah. I've been doing new moves such as the reverse grip bench press, behind the neck shoulder press, and I found them to be brilliant. Never did the behind the neck press due to the injury scare. No, if you have the mobility, I think behind the neck presses are great. I did them for years off and on camera. I used to do even when I wasn't filming all my workouts, like my ex and I used to go to 24-hour fitness and stuff a lot. When I wasn't really filming that much, because I didn't want people to know I was at 24s. I used to do behind the neck push presses and stuff all the time then. All right. Coach, yesterday I hit 220 pounds close grip bench at 172 body weight. Reverse grip works. That's really helped. Cool, man. So advantage to buying a Pharma GH over Chinese at this point. There doesn't seem to be that the Chinese generics are testing really good. So it costs 20% of the price. So last time I got 220 pounds, I weighed 195. Well, you're making progress then. Man, the views are trickling down. Get those likes up, guys. We're not getting enough likes. That's why the stream is dying. There we go. Now the views went up. Give me some more likes though, guys. Yeah, Peppermint, sounds like you're making good progress then. So keep moving forward with it, dude. So you re-hit the same weight at what, 19 pounds lighter body weight? Yeah, you bulked too hard. Sounds like it. Sounds like you bulked too hard and you had to trim down, but then you got to rebuild. But yeah, guys, give us more likes. That's what's going to get the views. We're only 30 minutes in here. We can't have the The view's dropping up and down too much. How many miles do you run? I don't run. I do brisk walking. I do recumbent bike. I started with only 2 hours a day, started this cut. Now I'm doing 3 to 4. I don't track miles. I don't care. I wouldn't even know how to track miles. I don't want to bust out a calculator. So it just depends. I just get, at least right now, I'm shooting for now 3 hours minimum of list cardio every day, either brisk walking or my recumbent bike, depending upon the weather at the moment. Hey guys, Allegory dropped in my stream. All my regulars who are in here, tell her why I don't run. You can wait for a bunch of people who are going to type it out for you, Allegory. I'll answer it too, but I'm going to see if let them answer also. Because I get tired of answering the same question every day. I have to answer it like 7 days a week, sometimes multiple streams a day. It just kind of gets old. I'm a 220-pound, 48-year-old power lifter. I don't want to beat my joints up running and then have to squat twice a week. And there's no benefit to me doing it over the brisk walking. I burn through fat calories just fine with list cardio without pounding my joints. Right? I used to be a distance runner before I became a serious lifter like 25 years ago. Yep. I think it's because he squats heavy and he wants to protect. Yeah, exactly. Because of my body weight, and plus I'm 48. Like, joint health is a really, really big deal when you're in your 40s and you lift elite numbers. So I cannot afford to have a joint ever get inflamed. If any joint in my body gets inflamed, my hips, my knees, my shoulders, my elbows, my training is screwed for 2 weeks. I'm just like completely fucked. So, makes sense? So I'm not against running. I'm against running for my specific purposes. So I do brisk walking and I ride my recumbent bike at a high setting just to get less cardio. But we're just doing hours of cardio every day to trim down, get abs for the summer. I'm pretty much doing bodybuilder bro type diet, like a chicken, brown rice, broccoli type diet, and bumped my list cardio way up. It's good for the long game as a master's powerlifter. Yeah, exactly. Is there a disadvantage of doing the stair stepper? I don't like the stair stepper, personally. I don't like them. I mean, the other fact is, yeah, you got to go to a gym because ain't nobody dropping thousands of dollars on a high maintenance piece of equipment for their home gym. That's a disadvantage. Equipment limitations. But that aside, I just don't like the stair stepper. I've never found it comfortable for my calves. I have really big calves. My calf pumps stop me from being able to do a stair stepper. Like, my calves give out before anything. You know? Whereas then I can walk for hours. I can ride my bike for hours. That stair stepper, 5 minutes in, my calf cramps pretty much drop me out. I run, I'm not a pencil neck. Assuming pencil neck. No, not everyone who runs is a pencil neck. How many calories eating? I've been doing about 3,200 or so to 3,300, so pretty low. That's why scale's coming down now. Like, that's super low calories for me. Super, super low. People be like, Coach, eating 3,200 calories, Jesus Christ. Are you a 150-pound girl? Right, I've had female clients who eat like 2,800, who weigh 150 pounds. So, just to maintain. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for me, I'm pretty much at starvation calories. You start getting in that close to 3,000, like this is really low for me. Even when I'm not doing all this cardio, my maintenance is like 36 to 3,800 if I don't even do cardio. So yeah, got the calories down, the list cardio way up. So that's why I'm like, I'm not even going to worry about gaining muscle. I just want to keep the muscle I have. Because when I'm that big of a deficit being created, it's really just about preserving muscle at that point. So you need 3,200 to slow bulk. Yeah, but you're smaller. You said you weigh 176. Look at my force output and my lean body mass. Plus my legs, like I burn so many calories just walking. My calf and quad size, so. Wow, how can we get a maintenance that high? Mine is low. Gain muscle, super. Get your back squat up to 500 pounds. Get your calves up to about 17 inches. Get your quads to 28. And you'll be burning through all sorts of cray calories. So get your squat up to 500 pounds. Be my best advice. Your maintenance calories will be through the roof. I had Robbie, you guys remember Robbie from the vlogs? I had him to where he needed 4,200 just to gain any weight at all anymore. And we started, he looked anorexic when we started. You know. You know what? It stopped sprinkling completely. I'm gonna go back down that main street. It gets good connections. Hopefully we get more views though. The views are down a little bit. I'd like them a little better. But you know, we do what we can. We do whatever. So Superman, you need to gain muscle. So my other advice too, yeah, you want really high maintenance calories. Spend the next 10 years building muscle. Get your squat up to 500. Get your legs big. Put the next decade in under a heavy barbell. And I promise you, your maintenance will go way up. All right. Calorie intake wise, I forgot to literally eat food yesterday. What are you talking about? Just basically had 2 chocolate protein shakes post-workout. What? Man. Yeah, I'm not even trying to imagine that. I can't do that life. Coach, not trying to do that. And these views have gotten really low because no one's like. We've had a bunch of new people come in and they're not hitting like. Hit that like button, guys. Scally Cat, hit like. Just hit like. I don't know how some people maintain their weight on such low calories. I was eating 2,500 calories a day. I got down to 147. Exactly. Like, I don't get that either. I mean, I get it if they don't work out. Like if someone says, hey, I've never lifted a weight in my life and I have a desk job. Okay. And they're a grown man. I get it. Right? But somebody who's lifting weights, like someone who's really in the gym training, a man with a 2,000 maintenance, I can't even comprehend that either. Like, do you have a bed job? Not a desk job. Do you have a job where you work from bed? Do you not get out of bed? Like, do you literally type on your computer in bed 12 hours a day for your job and not get up? That's the only scenario where I can comprehend that. Even if you had your thyroid surgically removed. Like, that's just crazy. I think they're not counting their calories accurately. I need to eat like crazy just to gain more. Exactly, Peppermint. I know plenty of people like that. So, you know, it's always fascinating to hear these numbers. But again, people are horrible at tracking their calories too. Work from bed. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not even a desk job where you go travel to work. Like, you literally work from your bed. You're like, I managed to get to the gym. I have a gym in my bedroom. So I do get my training in 3 times a week. And then I just lay in bed and do all my work from bed. Like, that's kind of the scenario I'm picturing. Or I'm thinking they're not tracking their calories accurately. They're squeezing in another 500, 600, 700 calories they're not counting. Oh yeah, I forgot my 800 calorie Starbucks every day. Oops. Because I drink it, I don't eat it, right? So that's almost what I think's happening. Oh well. Man, the views dropped the lowest they've been in a while. I guess it's the lack of like. Nobody's hit like in like 10 minutes. That pretty much kills a stream. It's the no new likes. Hit that like button, guys, come on. All right. Hit that, there we go, we get a like. Now we'll get a bunch of views again. Like 1 like sometimes re-triggers the view count doubling. It's crazy how that works. All right. But I feel reasonably good. After a leg day, I feel good today. Yeah, I know you did. You like 15 minutes in though, but that's okay, man. Peppermint, you're consistent. You like every day. You're like in every stream hitting that like button. How do you manage to stay on top of these? What do you do for work to where you manage to get every stream no matter what time I do it at, Peppermint? So I assume you're like at a desk at work and you're chilling and catching them. Yeah. All right. But we're doing good on time. But like I said, I think I'll be able to get lots of cardio in today for sure. All right, we'll get lots of cardio in because first one's going good. I'm not hurting at all from my leg day. Do you have fighters doing a lot of plyometrics? Some of them do, yeah. I work from home and just have it right in the background. Got a second computer. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm just curious because you literally are in almost every stream I do for hours. And I do so many of them. So it's like right now. Right? Right now, at least. So yeah, Marty, some of my fighters, we do box jumps and stuff, you know, because they do need it. A lot of my fighters do speed work. Ideally speed work with bands and chains, plyometrics, right? You have my ways, coach. So, of course, I've been sitting here talking. I've realized now the timer's going really slow. Almost, what did it pause? The last 2 minutes feel like they took forever. It's just weird. It's because nobody's asked, no one's engaging, that's why. These seem to, like, just that when people are asking 50 comments, like if everyone's just posting tons of comments, like it seems like the minutes feel like seconds. But when no one's commenting, like 1 minute feels like an hour. Does that make sense? So if you guys go a full minute without commenting, it feels like an hour because I have no new stimulus. So that's one reason I stream these. Like even if you guys just spam hello 37 times, I would rather see that. Just saying. Just throwing that out there, guys. That totally alleviates my boredom. There we go. People also might not be counting calories accurately because they put a lot of ketchup and their barbecue sauce in their meat, a lot of salad dressing. Yeah, dudes be putting 800 calories of salad dressing in and not counting it and then think they have a 2,000 maintenance. But those of us who don't add any of that don't have these problems. Like I don't add calorie flavorings. I'm gonna do some salsa today, right? But there's not many calories in my salsa on top of my brown rice, right? There's just not. Hello, thanks, Superman. But Chase, no, I absolutely agree, dude. And I think that's a big part. People are adding calories that they are not counting because they're thinking they're discretionary. They're thinking, oh, it's 20 calories, and they're adding hundreds, right? I'm a fighter, and I found plyos, core work, and various forms of cardio can be effective, but strength is something I have in abundance. Yeah, you need all of them. You don't use any hot sauce? I either do soy sauce, but I'm going to switch over to more salsa. I got like 3 unopened containers of salsa I'm going to add, which is very low calorie. I think diet soda is fairly fine if you need it for satiety. I'm not anti-artificial sweeteners for the most part. The data is very, very limited showing problems, and aspartame has been shown to be ridiculously safe in humans if the intakes were able to consume. So I don't worry about it. I'm not really doing any diet sodas right now, but a few of them here or there is not a problem. I do them in social settings. So if people are drinking, I'll grab a Coke Zero while other people are having alcohol. You know? But that's causing me problems in some of my social circles right now. The fact that I'm very militantly anti-alcohol and a lot of my friends drink, even though I don't give them a hard time about it, they're getting upset at how vocal I am online about it. And it's just like, dudes, I'm not changing my position. Like, we might have to just not be friends. And if you guys can't live with me stating in public, I think alcohol is evil, you know? So, y'all can't live with it, then maybe we can't be friends. So, you know, but that being said, greetings from UK here afternoon. I hope you enjoy your morning walks. I wouldn't say necessarily enjoy it, but good conversation helps. I don't think people realize how much inflammation it causes from alcohol. I don't think they realize all the risk of alcohol. They downplay it and they're not looking at the data. I don't think the average person realizes how much it dramatically increases cancer risk to have a drink every week. Like, it's not even, I mean, we're not talking, oh, if you have a drink a week, it's only going to increase your cancer by 1%. No, it's massive. 1 drink a week, like, you're literally going to see a 20% increase in cancer risk, 50%, something like that of some of the cancer types. That's one drink. One. And it scales. Right? It is evil 100%. You know. Well, we got into it in one of my group chats. I have a group chat with some of my bros. And that came up, and I'm just like, dudes, I mean, y'all shouldn't be, y'all are in your 40s and stuff, man. Shit's gonna kill you, you know? But, you know, what do you do? And they know the other thing too, it's not allowed in my house. So that's kind of a problem for some people. Like, really? I'm like, yeah, dude, you don't bring that shit in my house. Nope. And that's just how I feel about it. You know, now they can go drink in their own house. I'm not gonna give them a hard time about it till the topic comes up. But don't expect me to not post it on my social media. If you ask me about it, you're not gonna like my answer though. So, you know. It got started because one of them linked some stuff for cancer or cardiovascular risk from cannabis in a new study. And they're like, really, that's even bad? And I'm like, dude, you drink alcohol. Why are you worried about that? Like, your risks are higher from the alcohol than what that study shows. And they didn't like it. But they brought up a topic of unhealthy substance, you know. But there was only correlation, it wasn't causation. In that case, it literally could be because people eat more junk food when they use cannabis, like even edibles. Well, that would explain the cardiovascular disease because it's significantly higher apparently. But it could be other lifestyle, right? May not be the case if they go get the munchies and eat chicken and broccoli instead of pizza and potato chips. Might not be giving them a disease, you know? Man, we've got no comments in a minute. Give us a few more comments, guys. Give us some likes, give us some comments here. But yeah, Superman, it's a dumb problem. But I mean, I'm not changing my position, you know? Changing my position on that. It's just how I feel about it. I shouldn't have to change my position, you know? Do you have much caffeine? Yeah, I do. I do a whole pot of coffee in the morning. I've already finished my coffee for the day, so I do it early. Again, kind of useful considering I'm doing fasted cardio. We've had something that does help with burning fat. But yeah, I finished all my coffee already. I try to be done by 8 or 9 a.m. with coffee usually. But I do drink a whole pot. But it's the only stuff I have in the morning. I don't have any other water or anything. How many caffeine do you think you have? I don't know. I've never tracked it. I just know what my coffee tolerance is. To me, it's irrelevant to milligrams. I just know that that's a caffeine threshold that I tolerate fine, and I like coffee. And so that's what I do. No clue. I don't get any real side effects from the amount of coffee I drink because I'm just used to it. So I'm probably have built a tolerance to caffeine, to be fair. All right. So that's that. But at least if you should come back up a little bit. Let's get it all going, guys. We're on the back stretch of this cardio session. Let's see if we can pick this up a hair, get more comments. So if you guys have more questions, it actually gets this into more people's feeds. So activity's good. Likes are good, posts are good. So usually when people quit commenting, it also stops going into people's feeds. So then the views drop to like nothing. So work with me, guys. Drop your questions and comments. And it keeps me entertained, gives me something to do so I don't get bored doing cardio. But yeah, no, I don't know how many milligrams. However many milligrams in 3 scoops of coffee. 3 big tablespoon type scoops. However many that is, I don't know. I think people are surprised. I just don't track or care about certain things. It's about consistency for me. And it's just like I would tell people, you can have your calorie measurement off by 1,000 every day, and as long as it's off by 1,000 every day for the rest of your life, you'll get the same results. As long as you're inaccurate in the exact same amount, you're good. Right? Have you watched any of Eric Boogan? I haven't seen anything from the Boogs in about 8 or 9 years. I have no idea what he's up to these days. What's he doing these days? What sort of ideas is he putting out? I mean, his stuff was decent back in the day. I agreed. I watched some stuff he made, philosophy about lifting back in the day, and I responded to some of it and said, yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with him. It's like his information is better than most of the people on YouTube, is what I said back then. Like, he clearly knows how to lift, and he knows a little bit about the game, clearly has experience based upon what he says. Like, not even a question of his results, you know, because obviously he's got good genetics, uses a lot of drugs. But as a long timer in the game and a coach, I can listen to what he was saying, and I'm like, yeah, this is a guy who has real experience. Coach just had a good example of switching computers. Just sent an email. Now back to leaving a comment. Thank you, appreciate it, man. Yep, the comments help. The comments help. So I think we've cleared actually an hour because of the Facebooks. No, here's where it gets confusing. I had a neighbor, I was just about to go to the stream, stop and talk to me for 5 minutes too, after I shut down the Facebook once. Kind of funny, it's like the internet has different perceptions in the fitness world versus the average person. So this guy's out walking, doing his thing. Right, he's a middle-aged guy too. He stopped me, I was between the things, I wasn't talking to the phone. And he stops and says, man, you're in great shape. He goes, you have a single ounce of body fat on you? And I start laughing because I'm here trying to cut like 15 pounds of fat or more. So I had a good laugh. That's the perception of the average person versus internet fitness circles, right? And he laughed and I told him, no, I've got to drop like another 4 or 5 inches off my waist and get really lean. And he thought it was hilarious, you know. What do you think is the best way to explain to the obese person you can't be healthy any size, that obesity is bad for you? I mean, just show them the data and tell them you can't, because by its nature, the excess body fat literally increases stress hormones and inflammation hormones in your body by itself. Body fat itself is an organ that creates stress hormones and it creates inflammation. So even if your diet is perfectly anti-inflammatory, 50 extra pounds of body fat is going to spike all your cortisol, all your A1C, all your inflammatory hormones are still going to be really high because the fat itself produces them. And that's a good way, and hopefully they get it, either they get it or they don't. Thoughts on cannabis and nut tobacco, coach? Tobacco's pretty bad. Objectively speaking, I'm never going to be pro-tobacco. Like, I hate tobacco because it contributed to my mom's death. Like, I'd personally just execute all the CEOs of the companies, charge them with mass homicide, and shut it down. But, you know, as far as cannabis goes, objectively speaking, there's no metric by which I can see cannabis being as dangerous as alcohol. Like, I've seen no evidence the social, the addictive, or the health effects are bad enough to be in the same category as alcohol, right? I'm not seeing any evidence of that. And it's probably not the best thing in the world for you. Dean, tell him, man, hit that like button. Get on him, Dean. How we doing this morning, Dean? Thoughts on candy? Yeah, you shouldn't be eating refined sugars, dude. Quit eating junk. Quit eating garbage, right? Quit eating garbage. You know? Oh. So, yeah. But yeah, no, that was just interesting. I actually had a neighbor stop me and ask me that. And that's the difference between the perception of the average person versus internet fitness. I literally get other fitness people calling me fat, and I'm walking out here in shorts, and a neighbor stopped me who's out walking trying to lose weight, literally asked me, do you have a single ounce of body fat on your body? You know, and it's so funny how the average person perceives things versus fitness people. It's so strange. Do you not have a bike to a what? I don't know what you mean by a race bike. Should eat beef jerky? I mean, beef jerky can be okay. I guess it depends on what's in it. What's your thoughts on? I'm not a fan of flexible dieting. I'm not a pro junk food person. I think flexible dieting for the formerly morbidly obese like me is really a problem. No, I don't have any children. starving. I don't know anything about bikes, so I'm going to need you to explain what you mean. Could you explain what you mean by a road bike? Like, pretend I don't know anything about motorcycles or bicycles. So, okay, let's not pretend. Let's just accept that I don't know anything about motorcycles or bicycles. I literally know like nothing. So you're going to have to explain to me in detail what you're asking me. So pretend I'm a child who literally knows nothing about the topic. What's a road bike? Like a 10-speed, we would call it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had one of those in high school. That was over 30 years ago. I haven't owned a bike in over 30 years. No, other than my recumbent bike that I ride indoors, my desk bike, right? Okay. Yeah, you guys got to work with me a little bit. You know, now we're getting all some of those laugh emojis coming through. I see the hearts and the laughs. We're good. The Tour de France. Got the Tour de France. All right. All right, we definitely passed the first hour. A road bike is like what I use. Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that, dude. I have a vestibular disorder. I'm not going to risk falling and losing my balance on something like that and getting hurt. I can just walk. I can ride my indoor bike. I'm good. All right, guys, I'm going to wind this down. We hit the first hour. I got a shower. I'm going to get some other stuff done. I need to get my vlog up and all that stuff too. And I'm going to get some more cardio done here in a bit. I love you guys. And I'll talk to you next time.